All right, I'll tell you what, we're at a good point in the season.
Yeah.
Good point in the season. The Village Pointe Farmers Market is packed. It's got fresh, locally grown produce.
Experienced shoppers know there's more to the market than vegetables.
That's right. That's where Bret Wellensiek comes in. Market manager Katrina Wolf is also here this morning.
Good to see you. Hi, Katrina.
Katrina, we're going to get to you in a second. I'm going to start with this guy, right? Because Wellensiek Custom Meats. I like the meat. We're talking beef, right?
This is your thing, Mike.
Yeah. So what's your story, your business with the farm and the custom meats?
Yeah, absolutely. This started a few years ago. It was something we'd done our whole life. You know, my parents, grandparents, you know, raising beef, selling, you know, to our family and neighbors. It was never just a business. It was something just you did off the farm. But for us, you know, I went off to college and later on in the Army and figured out what I grew up eating was not what the rest of the world had. You know, take some steaks or bring a friend back home. They try something like, this is different. Or you go to a restaurant around the country and you're like, it's not the same as what you grew up with. And, you know, we kind of saw there was an opportunity, and for us, it was a chance. Try and get back to farming full time is a different way of doing that. You know, I have a day job in addition to doing this, and you know, if I could, I'd farm full time. But land's not cheap. It's not an easy thing to break into. So it's a different way to go about it and doing something that we love.
What kinds of products do you have?
At the farmers market, we have individual cuts of meat, and then we also sell in bulk. We'll sell like a side of beef or a third of a side. We also sell lamb as well, but we haven't had that at the farmers market. We've been lucky enough to sell out before we get there.
How does this compare to what we'd get at the grocery store in terms of quality, in terms of cost, all those type of things? Because you're a big fan of the Village Pointe Farmers Market, and that's where you really thrive in selling your custom meats.
I won't lie, I'm biased. I think our meat's awesome. I think it's better than what you're going to get at the grocery store. You know, some of that comes down the way it's processed. We have, you know, we're a small local business, and we partnership with Pella's Locker in Tecumseh. They do an awesome job for us. They do all of our processing, and I think there's something about that personal small town touch of them doing it, instead of going through a large, you know, commercial processor. One of the nice things about the farmers market is you get a chance to know where your food is coming from. You know, you build that relationship with your farmer. You know what they do, who they are, and if you have a question, you can come back and ask them about it.
Katrina, you're nodding your head because you understand that's exactly why people like us, hundreds of people every Saturday, come to the market. And maybe they'll want some corn to throw on the grill alongside that steak on Saturday night. How's the crop looking this year, and how did the weather affect it?
That's a very good question. So we have corn now. It started last week. Daniel's Produce was able to bring corn last week, and we should have more this week.
Okay, we've got some here.
It's really good.
And we're looking at some images here too. So we've got, of course, cauliflower, broccoli, zucchini, all of that stuff that's been in for a few weeks now. But this is what a lot of people are going to be excited to see.
Yes, this is
what's that? What kind of corn is this?
This is just sweet corn. This is from Daniel's Produce.
But there's different types there, because there's a yellow. There's a what are they?
When I worked at the hardware store, I bet we had a dozen types of corn that we sold there. I mean, but this. Make a little bit of herb butter, and then wrap it in foil, throw it on the grill. It will rock your world.
Right.
So good.
But you guys put a recipe on Facebook, didn't you?
Yes, yeah. So check Facebook. There's so many different ways to enjoy this corn, and we have a really good link on there.
And while we're talking about recipes, Bret, I'd like to get back to you because I'd like to hear from the guy who starts this whole process. Yeah, tips on grilling. Do you have any recommendations for us?
I only have
slow cooking or grilling.
You know, for grilling, I only have one tip. I'm not the greatest griller in the world. Starting with a good meat, you know, it covers up a lot of mistakes. And so that's what I would say. That's it. You know, I won't lie. Our customers are probably better grillers than I am in a lot of cases. My wife's the cook. You know, I'll stick to the steak and the burgers. I take care of that. But you know, low and slow you can do some really great things. Too, marinades with your roast and your brisket. And
get that meat up to room temperature before you slap it on that grill.
Do we have any special guests coming tomorrow?
Yes, stop by the market. We have Trevin Nelson on the banjo coming again, back by popular demand. We also will have the master gardeners on hand to answer any gardening questions you might have. They love connecting with customers and just talking about.
And Farmer Bucks. You're giving away
Farmer Bucks.
A few of those.
As always. We always feel free to stop by the Village Pointe Farmers Market information tent and sign up for a chance to win $10 in Farmers Bucks.
Well,
and then spend some money, like cash.
Yeah, if you're going to spend some money at the Farmers Market, go get some free money from you. Stop by, get some Farmers Bucks. VPFarmersmarket.com, right there on the south side of Village Pointe. What store is that nearest to?
Well, we're kind of at the corner of the parking lot,
Burke
close
Street.
to the main street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between Old Navy and Burke.
Exactly.
Old Navy.
Look
there
for
you
the
go.
crowd. That's
Thanks,
what I'd say.
Brett. Good to see
Thank
Katrina.
you.
Thanks a lot.
Nice
We'll
to
be right
meet
back.
you.